Good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you are when you're watching this. I am at the intersection of Brenmar and Spadina. It is, again, every time I do this, I forget to look at my phone to figure out the time. 10:23 p.m. on, I'm gonna have to look at it again to find out the date, February 8th. So I am down in this area because I thought it would be kind of fun to show you something, and that is this beauty, the CN Tower, which was, I believe it was actually started to be built in the 60s, but it was finished in the 70s or the late 70s. Gosh, I should have looked that up. But Bremner Blvd is kind of interesting because it's, I'm going to put my mask back up because my face is kind of cold. Because it kind of wraps around the CN Tower and this thing right here, the Rogers Center. And there's a Dairy Queen right here. Is it open? No, it's closed. Although, how idiotic would I be to buy ice cream in the middle of winter? But we're gonna follow along Bremner Blvd and give you a little bit of a tour of the tourist district, kind of. I don't know if it's like a tourist district, but just this kind of general area, because this is where a lot of tourists hang when they come to Toronto, because they want to see the CN Tower and Skydome and the Aquarium, which I'm going to point out. So we head down this way. Actually, I haven't actually walked down the street. So, see these townhouses kind of over here? Like, there-ish? See the back of them? So I believe that one of those townhouses was, or at least the exterior was used for Orphan Black, because it was, I can't remember her name, the police, the one of the clones was a police officer, and I believe that was her house. I think she died on the first episode, but then one of the clones assumed her identity, so they were using her house. Gosh, it's been a while since I've watched that show, so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so I apologize if you are a regular to the channel. I think I only have 20 subscribers and they're all my friends, so I've been kind of out of commission because I was pretty sick last week, so I was just recovering and taking it easy, so I didn't get to do any walks, and this is one of the first walks I've done in a while. So if you're not familiar with Toronto, the Rogers Center, initially it was called the Skydome. I think the first game was like 88 or 89 when the Blue Jays first played there, and before the Blue Jays played at the Exhibition Stadium at the CNE grounds, which are now torn down, and I believe in its spot is the Toronto FC plays there. So this was finished or completed in 88 or 89, and people got to vote for the name, or they got to submit suggestions, and the winner was Skydome. And then Rogers bought it in 2005 or 2006, and they renamed it Rogers Center. And I mean, of course, everybody hates that, because when you're a corporate name and you're renaming it after yourself, I mean, that's common. Like, we have the Air Canada Center further down, but like, I think if they had called it Rogers Skydome, it would have been more acceptable. But it's the fact that they're erasing the complete name and identity of it and got rid of Skydome. And I actually worked there at that time, like the first Blue Jays season. I worked as a merchandiser, was selling the goods that they were selling inside during the games, and we were selling Domer, the Skydome. The Skydome's mascot was a turtle named Domer, and yeah, I feel like, I wonder if those are like worth money now, but it was really sad, like, just to erase the name and scrub a giant part of the history of the city. You know, like, even the logo changed, Rogers Center. It's still kind of ugly. But these are such like icons of Toronto. Like, you think of Toronto and you think of the Skydome next to the CN Tower. Usually used to seeing this giant billboard lit up when I'm in the car or in a friend's car that's driving down the Gardner Expressway, but I don't think I've seen it from this angle in a long time. Down below here, what is down there? That's interesting. It's like a big empty space. Is that to like underground parking for the Skydome? I'm actually not very sure. There's an elevator going up the CN Tower right now. I didn't know it was open this late. So should check what time the restaurant's open. It's sort of been a dream of mine to go visit the restaurant. It's like I've actually, like being a native Torontonian, grew up in the city. I've never actually been inside that restaurant. I don't think I have. Well, according to my memory, I have not been inside that restaurant. I feel like my sister has, but I haven't. I'm gonna give you a little pan of the Skydome as we're passing by. It's still such a giant, very epic building right in the middle of downtown Toronto. So I've invested in a little system to do live streaming. So there's the entrance to the rec room right there. So unfortunately with YouTube, you can't live stream from a mobile device until you have 1,000 subscribers, but you can stream from your desktop. So I've got a system set up where my one of my really good cameras actually, I don't know what that sound is. It's like someone revving a little motorcycle over there. Look at these trains. So I'm going to just put up a little live stream since I have a nice view from my balcony to sort of share that maybe a couple nights a week, like a sunset or like a nighttime view. So feel free to come and check that out if you want. I'll try to be in the chat if anyone actually comes into the chat and say hi, but I don't imagine that's going to be too popular. But it'll kind of be something kind of sort of fun to do. So that's the aquarium there, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I just want to talk about this area. So that's the train roundhouse, which is where the trains used to go. Yeah, the Toronto Railway Museum is right here. And see where those string lights are. That's where the Steam Whistle Brewery is. And I haven't gone on the tour in a long time, but that's something that I usually recommend my friends to do when they're visiting is the Steam Whistle Brew Tour, because it kind of gives you an interesting look of like the history of Toronto. In addition to getting free beer, well, not free because you are paying for the tour, but it makes for kind of a fun little couple of hours. I applied once to be a tour guide, but I guess I wasn't charismatic enough, so I did not get hired for that. Kind of a bummer, because I think that kind of actually would have been a fun job, because I like sort of talking about the history of the city, because this is a city I grew up in, you know? I sort of seen the landscape of the city change. So down there, straight ahead, is the Scotiabank Arena, and initially I was thinking I'm gonna do my walk through there as I head back to Union Station, but I kind of want to give you guys a bit of a better look of the CN Tower at night, which is here. So we're gonna cross at this intersection and head back a little bit. This is pretty quiet, but I guess it is like a Tuesday evening. There's not really too much going on in the city right now. Fortunately, things have begun to reopen. I was supposed to go to the AGO last week because I have an annual membership, but I got sick, so did not get to do that. But I'm going to rebook soon to go do that, so hopefully I can drag along a friend or two. So this street here, is this like Simcoe? I can't remember the name of the street. There's bike lanes here, and I'm gonna look up the name. It's so weird. I feel like Toronto signs are like Lower Simcoe. Okay, there we go. The sign's right there. I was gonna say signs are hard to find. One of the coolest experiences I had last summer riding my scooter was heading up the street and just going underneath this underpass, like right here, right there, and just how lit up it is at night. It's a really cool experience. But we're gonna go through here. Olympic Park's looking a little empty at the moment. So there's another. The elevator was going down. It's a bit ironic, but I just got like a notification on my phone from DJI asking me, which device do you use and can you leave feedback on it? And it's funny because I haven't used this in 2 weeks and the app has never sent me a notification. It just sent me a notification because I'm using the Osmo Pocket. Oh, that's funny. I never knew there was like a Sportsnet grill. What are these things? They're all moving. Are they like wind turbines? Or like, not turbines, but weather vanes? It's really cool. I tried to come visit the aquarium in November, but you had to reserve online in advance, so I didn't get to do that. Just gonna do a little roundabout here. So, because I want to head to Union Station to head home, and I have to actually go up this path here, like it goes up. So, just gonna do a little roundabout here to give you a view. This is the CN Tower from down below. It's very menacing. It's actually the deadest I've seen this area, well, since I've been in this area, because usually when I come it's during the day and it's so crowded here. I wonder if people just come out here to hang out, even though they're not going into the Sky Dome or the CN Tower at all. Really hoping that music doesn't give me like some sort of like copyright issue on YouTube. It probably will. But it's fine. I don't have enough subscribers to monetize my channel anyways. So we'll give that music to, or give that money to Bruce Springsteen or whoever that song is. I actually don't know. I'm really terrible at music. This is kind of a, I wouldn't say it's an anecdote, but sort of something that's always made me sad is that I've never really been a really huge fan of like mainstream music, like especially growing up in the 90s, like pop music or whatnot. Not even pop music, but so it's always made me feel a little bit disconnected from everyone else, because they're really into like these kind of music that like just didn't really jive with me. There's the Rogers Center that they liked in the 90s. Nirvana. I do kind of like Nirvana, but I was not like a super fan. I think I appreciate their music more now as an adult. But they were into like, was it like 9 Inch Nails, Marilyn Manson, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, of course. Like I never really liked this music kind of much. Oh no, is this locked off? Am I not going to be able to get the Union Station from here? Guess we'll find out. There's me in the shadows, and there's two of me. Oh no, I can still walk around. So the aquarium, I feel like it's a little bit overpriced. Like it's what is it now, like $35 or $40 to go in, and it's like a 1 hour, 1.5 hour experience. And don't get me wrong, it's a really cool experience, but it's more like a $20 to $25 experience. However, I'm probably terrible at economics, which is why there's always a lineup and they're always sold out, so don't listen to me. Here's my buddy, the giant green shark. Oh, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So I came to the CN Tower as a kid, like in the 80s, and there was nothing around here. Like there was absolutely nothing. The only thing around the CN Tower at that time was like almost like air vents that were down at the base, like these giant metal grate air vents, like kind of what you see over the subway stations now. So I grew up thinking, because I didn't know any better, that when it was really windy outside, it originated from the air vents that were at the base of the CN Tower. I don't even know if they're still there, because like those vents were so windy that one day I came, so I thought all wind in Toronto came from those air vents. So yeah, That's letting you know how much of a idiot I was as a kid. So I believe this colorful tunnel here is to the Metro Convention Center, and this lower tunnel here, like this one at the bottom, is the one we're about to take, which leads us to Union, and it's a skywalk. And I used to take this every day, well, not every day, but like whenever the Jays were playing, when I'd have to come into work. There's a Via Rail, which I'm really hoping I get to take one soon, either to Ottawa to visit my friends or to Montreal to visit my other friends. It's very quiet here. It's almost like hauntingly quiet. This could be the ASMR section of the walking video. Very quiet in here. Except I hear people ahead of me. You know, sometimes it actually is a bit nice to not feel completely alone. So I hope when you watch some of these walking videos, hopefully it helps with your own loneliness, because it feels like you're coming on a walk with me. I wonder what these are. Like, these are like really cool paintings, because it really like reminds me of Algonquin Park, especially with the moose in the water there. But there's no like artist information, so on the back it's just an ad for Ripley's. Oh, there's another bridge down there. You can see. You can see me in the reflection. And that links Union Station with Scotiabank Arena. Yes, it's February. It's Black History Month. It's really cool. And now it's even more quiet inside here. This is like the, except for the door slamming, the skywalk. This is so cool. I've never actually been inside here when it's completely empty. Oh, it's no longer completely empty. There's a guy ahead. But this is the walkway that connects Union Station to the Sky Dome / CN Tower, but it also has the entrance down there that guy came out of to the UPX, the Union Pearson Express, where you can take the train to Union Station. And to be 100% completely honest with you, it is one of my favorite additions to the city in the last decade. Because to take it to Union, it's so quick and efficient. I think it runs like every 25 minutes. Yeah, there we go. Pearson to downtown Toronto in 25 minutes every 15 minutes. So actually, I don't know if it runs every 15 minutes. I think it runs every 30 minutes now, which is still fine. But it takes 25 minutes to get to Pearson. And you have no idea how amazing that is, because from downtown initially, you'd have to go all the way to Kipling, which is the last station going westbound. No, westbound? Yeah, westbound. And then you'd have to take a bus all the way out to the airport. So it was like over an hour and a half just to get out there. And you never knew, like, the bus schedule was so unreliable. So this is like what we needed, what Toronto needed. What is the sign saying? Please do not buy a UP Express ticket from this machine for a ride tonight. The train has left the station. Oh, because I guess it's the last train has already left. It left so early then. I thought it would leave at like 11, but maybe it left at like 10. Yeah, the station is closed. Interesting. The last train is at 10, according to this thing. Here's your little window to Balzac's coffee. Not that late, right? It's only 10:51. So it's still early in terms of me being able to take the subway home. And now we're in Union Station proper. So I'll show you the main hall. Maybe take a little detour. Yeah, the Visa Infinite credit card lounge. I did have that credit card for a bit, but never took advantage of the lounge. Oh, what's this? This is really cool. It's like a Day of the Dead display. It's residential school victims. It's like an altar to showcase beyond showcase the tradition of art of the Day of the Dead, the altar weaves together the long-standing celebration. It's rated at 13 years. It's really fascinating. I absolutely really love public art. Anyways, these are like some of the victims from like the residential schools or something. There's this. Wow. Someone was just carried out on a stretcher. I hope they're okay. Should do a little scan of this area. The main hall of Union Station. So this place, the Union Mercado, I have a little story about them. So when I was going to Ottawa back in December, I went there to go buy water and a little treat. I was fully expecting like my little tiny bottle of water to be like $8 because I'm used to Pearson charging that, but no, it was only $2. And I'm telling her I was shocked how cheap it was. So you never have to worry about Union Station being too expensive, at least at the Union Mercado. So thumbs up for them. There we go. The phone sanitization station looks a bit shut down. Oh no, it's still there. So this is the main concourse for the GO train. And there's still some people waiting for the train. And these are the food courts down there. Again, shout out to the Union Mercado for keeping the prices relatively reasonable, even though they kind of have a corner on the market at Union Station. I really appreciate that. I guess this leads down to the Via Concourse. So the Via is our national rail. I say rail? I really like what they've done down here with adding these little shops. British Danish pastry house. I feel like all they're missing is like a barber shop. I'm sure that's probably around here somewhere. It really just reminds me of like old school New York. You're going to like Penn Station and they have these shops there. Really, really cool. So now this is the Bay Concourse Hall, which used to be the old GO train concourse. When I take the GO train out to Sheridan College in the morning, this is where I'd hang out. And I just remember like the smell of Cinnabon, and I liked it at first, but then I hated it. Cinnabon kind of makes me a little bit nauseous. But now it's all renovated and new and looks nothing like it did before. See, a lot of parts of it are still under renovation. So I'm gonna head to the subway here. They finally added in this roof. Wasn't there before. So thank you for joining me, whether it be in the comfort of your bed or your couch or your desk or however you're watching it. I'm gonna do a path video one of these days at night. That'd be kind of fun. Actually, I haven't really fully explored the path myself, but yeah. Anyways, thanks again for coming, and until next time, bye.